Hi everyone, I am Dilnya Bevardhana. I am here to present the problem of determination of price and output under oligopoly. What is an oligopoly? An oligopoly is a middle ground between a monopoly and open competition. An oligopoly occurs when a small group of businesses, at least two, control the market for a certain product or services. This gives these businesses a huge influence over price and other aspects of the market. While other businesses could seek to enter an oligopoly, it is difficult to compete as a startup is an industry dominated by only a few market leaders. Examples of oligopoly market uh, telecommunication sector like Dialog, Mobitel, Hutch, and gas industry, Shell gas, Litro gas, and air travel industry, uh, Emirates, American, United, and TV media sector Sirius, Derana, Swarna Vahini, and search engine like Google, Yahoo, as well as automobile manufacturers Toyota, Nissan, Suzuki, and mobile sector like Samsung, Apple. Uh, those are the oligopoly examples. And characteristic of oligopoly. There are 6 characteristics of oligopoly. First one is a few firms with large market share. A market may have thousands of sellers, but if the top 5 firms have a combined market shares of over 50%, it can be classified as an oligopolistic market. This is because the power is concentrated between a few sellers who are able to exercise power over the market. Second one is high barriers to entry. Oligopolistic firms maintain their position through a number of barriers to entry. For instance, brand loyalty, pattern, and high startup costs are. But to name a few, these make it difficult for new entrants to build a presence in the market and attract customers. In industries such as retail, brand loyalty is significant barriers to overcome. These barriers to entry make it difficult for new firms to join and set it apart from perfect competition. As a result, these barriers to entry allow oligopolies to make higher profit due to limited competition. Third one is interdependence. Any actions a firm takes in an oligopolistic market will strongly affect the actions of its competitors. As a result, we have what is often referred to as the prisoner's dilemma under game theory. For those who are not familiar with these terms, an oligopolistic firm will operate based on how they believe competitors will react. In other words, Company A expects Company X to reduce its prices, so will do so as well. This can be suboptimal as it reduces the power of a competitive market. For example, if Apple was to reduce the price of its iPhone by $200, Samsung would like to follow suit. So, when Apple looks to take that decision, they will consider how they will benefit. They won't receive a boosted demand because the competition is also the same price. So, any initial benefits is lost. Often this can lead oligopolistic firms to just maintain the status quo and keep prices constant. Fourth one is each firm has little market power in its own right. Leads on from interdependence, each firm has little market power because other firms are quick to take advantage. For example, an oligopolistic firm cannot raise prices in fear that customers will flee to its competitors. One oligopolistic firm cannot dictate prices or supply because competitors are equally as powerful. On an individual basis, this keeps the firm in check. Yes, it equally incentivizes collusion as the one firm is unable to get ahead. Fifth one is higher prices than perfect competition. Under perfect competition, prices are just above marginal cost, leaving firm with small profit if any. As oligopolies have combined market power, they tend to keep prices higher to obtain larger profits. If any firms were to reduce prices, others would also follow suit, thereby reducing profit for all. This is where it becomes tricky and distinguishing between collusion and natural state of oligopolistic competition. Two firms naturally keep prices higher due to the fear that their actions will reduce their profit. Or do they could to keep prices and profit high? Sixth one is more efficient. Oligopolistic firms benefit from high level of market share. At the same time, they benefit from economic of scale, meaning it can produce at a lower cost. For instance, there are markets that have high fixed costs, such as car manufacturers. If new competitors want to enter, they have to spend millions on new factories and other infrastructure. Consequently, this would increase cost for existing firms as the benefit they receive from economics of scale would decline. This means higher price for customers, and it is for this reason that such markets are better served under an oligopolistic market structure. Indeterminate price and output under oligopoly. Conflict behavior. In oligopoly, due to interdependencies, different behavior become possible. According to the Professor Baumal, under the circumstances, a very wide variety of behavior patterns become possible. Rivals may decide to get together and cooperate in the their objectives. Indeterminate demand curves. Another cause of indeterminateness of price and output in oligopoly is indeterminate demand curve. We know that each firm closely watches the action of other firms because the action of one can dramatically affect the others. Due to the interdependencies and oligopolistic firms cannot have a definite demand curve since it keeps shifting in responses to the reactions of rivals. Profit maximization is not the only motive. The motive of profit maximization follows by firms in perfect competition, and monopoly enables the firms to have the determinate solution to the price output problem. At the same time, in oligopoly, the firms may have other motives like sales maximization, security maximization. The variety of motive also contribute to indeterminateness of price and output considerably. Difference in institutional agreements. The industries exhibiting oligopolistic organization differ widely strictly in their institutional agreements of different firms. In practice, there may be many varieties of agreement as the number of industries. There may be tacit gentlemen's agreements among them to follow particular policies. Firms may decide to follow dominant or low-cost leader firms and may others. Oligopolistic interdependencies. The most outstanding fact that differentiates an oligopoly from monopolistic competition in the interdependencies between various firms in their decision making. Very firm under oligopoly know that at least some of his reverse decisions depend on his own behavior and it must take his fact into action in his own decision making. Oligopolistic uncertainty. Another serious difficulty under oligopoly exists directly out of the firm need to take account of its competitors' reaction patterns. When a firm manager thinks about making a decision, he takes into account the likely response of his competitors to it, but he has to recognize that his competitor too. The firms thus attempt to outguess one another. Thus, uncertainty always prevails regarding price and output. Price digiting, non-price competition. Oligopoly markets are characterized by digit prices. Once a price comes to prevail, it continues for years as such in spite of changes in cost and demand. Firms tend to stick to the established price and limit their competitive effort to non-price competition, change in the design and advertising of the products. Existence of non-profit motive. The marginalist economic theory provides good results on the basis of the fundamental assumptions that every firm strives to get maximum profit by equating its marginal cost with marginal revenue. This is turn require that it is possible to calculate marginal cost and marginal revenue and that businessmen actually do so. Under oligopoly situations, there are many other motives than profit maximization such as security and sales maximization. Risk maximization. It has not been possible so far to combine these non-profit aims with profit maximization and to find out the way the firm makes its price output decision. Conflicting attitudes of firms. Firms do not always have to cooperative attitudes towards each other, rather, the attitudes are conflicting at the oligopoly. At one time, the reverse firms may realize the disadvantages of competition and may have desire to unit so as to maximize their joint profit. Thus, two conflicting attitudes are at work under oligopoly, one of cooperation and united action and the other of conflict. This creates an atmosphere of indeterminacy under oligopoly. From the above explanation, it is clear that since there is no single solution to the price and output problem in oligopoly, the price is said to be indeterminate to quote Ferguson and Mercury's so say uh, who say there is no theory of oligopoly in the sense that there is a theory of perfect competition or of monopoly. There is no unique general solution but merely many different behavioral models, each of which reach a different solution. Thank you for watching this video.